Sure, you can hear this bullshit, but that's the awful webcam. This is cool. I want to fucking kill myself. Can you guys fucking hear me? Let me just assure everyone that is here. That microphone is no more. It's across the room, so I will not be getting up to get it. Welcome to the fucking show. Isn't this cool? What a lovely fucking attitude to bring to the fucking show. It's going to be a good one. Well, didn't want to fucking mention it, but I'm going to mention it now, since apparently I know I need a new fucking microphone. Hit up the Patreon, patreon.com/offthegrill-podcast. Fucking help me out. $1 a month to get an extra fucking half hour to an hour every week, on top of whatever other wacky shit I can come up with. When I start doing live commentaries again, you guys will be able to vote what we do, when we do it, all that shit. Or maybe not when we do it, but you know how these things tend to work on these fucking channels, so you know. Let's just breathe. Let's try to be an adult, trying to move up in the world. I need to just let things go sometimes. So I'm going to fucking crack open a nice Pepsi Zero Sugar Wild Cherry. Speaking of which, supposedly Pepsi has reconfigured their Pepsi Zero Sugar, and I'm a little excited. I don't know if it's just like out there in the wild now, like unlabeled. Like Coca-Cola went through a whole thing. Like they changed the branding of their Coke Zero when they switched the formula, and became the best soda on the market. But I haven't seen anything in any of the stores. I have to go shopping for the house I work at every week, and I haven't seen anything visibly outside of like some of the boxes will say, hey, a new formula, whatever the fuck they're, so with a new formula, new flavor, whatever they're going with, whatever terminology. But I haven't seen anything confirming that, yes, what's in stores now is in fact the new formula. I'm very interested to try it because Coke Zero went from being kind of like a shitty third option of like kind of the main Coke products to being fucking out and out number one. And their Pepsi Zero is kind of the same way. It's not really, it's better than Diet Pepsi, I guess. So it does have that going for it, but Diet Pepsi is just vile. But really love for there to be like a basically Pepsi 0-calorie fucking soda, you know, like. So if they can tighten all that shit up and get that work done, that'll be better. I'll be a lot more apt to buy Pepsi Zero if I'm going away from Coke Zero or Mountain Dew Zero, because those are my go-tos, which is kind of a bummer. Generally, one's on sale and the other's not, but Saucy needs both stocked at all times. I don't know. Now that I've calmed down a bit and I'm not going to be such a cunt, let's go to the chat and see what's going on here. We had old Big T, head of the class today. Says, God damn, if this song doesn't make you want to do 88 on the highway, I don't know what does. And I know that's right, man. That Scarecrow Show ain't too shabby. Jonathan, good to see you, Mr. Bombastic. Hopefully I'll be seeing you tomorrow as well. Ooh, should I not have said? No, that's going to be good. Hopefully this idea I have in mind is going to turn out well. It'll be a little bit of me stealing from other shows, putting my spin on it, my slant on it, I guess. But hopefully it goes out well. Otherwise, the next 2 weeks of the fucking show are going to be pretty shitty. Because unfortunately, all that fucking that shit with the screen that's happened the last couple of weeks that I've done the podcast, I'm going to get it fixed. You know, I do have the insurance that fucking runs out in March. I didn't know. I didn't realize it'd been 2 years since I bought this already. But so I gotta get it fixed. So that means I have to send it in for them to look at it. So I'm gonna be stockpiling a couple weeks of the show. Still gonna throw the Patreon shit up there as well for that. So no worries there. Just a little change as far as the content, and it's obviously not going to be it's not going to be live the next 2 weeks. It'll be hopefully fucking no longer. Listen, if I'm without it for 3 weeks, there's just not going to be a show that week because I don't really have any way, or it'll be audio only. I might be able to pull something off of that. But yeah, be that as it may, let's get on with the show. Let's get on. Jennifer in the chat, no sound. Gypsy Warrior in the chat, there you are. Looks like it's the Mac. Steak. What is that? Cheers. Okay. That's 2 beers clicking together. Find it out, Mike. Like, no audio, it's fucking faggots. So the bad thing here, and I don't know, I could probably get off on blaming my aunt's shitty stepkids. Whichever one was in here. I did put a hole in the wall. With the Jesus, that light is a lot today. Can we get that off me and that? There we go. That looks a little better. I know I'm a pale fuck, but I don't want to be a blind pale fuck. That is something you want to. Uh-oh, get that off there. No. Come on. Go away. You're a cunt. Whatever. Good enough. Who cares? It's really not important. I should not be worrying about that right now. But how is it? Because fucking, I feel like I've recorded shows before with this camera mic and it's been awful. And I'm worried about that. We're just going to get fucking high. It's So whatever. The show's ruined anyway. The intro's bad. It's all bad. All that fucking silence. So what are we gonna do? Let's just have fun together, huh? Maybe make out a little bit. Virtually, you know. I don't care. It's nicotine, YouTube. Go fuck yourself. Jim knows how it goes. Chip says, remember to hit that like button. Please fucking hit the like button. Last week, views are solid. I'm happy with the numbers, but brother, the usual suspects ain't clicking that thumbs up, but it's bumming me out. Jay the Stingray in the chat. Return to the Mac. Gypsy says, goose raba. Then he says some wacky shit like Dr. Pepper is better than Coke or Pepsi. I love Dr. Pepper. I think it's fantastic. Especially because like that formula for the long time was like the leading diet brand. You know, they got pretty goddamn good at making that fucking taste the same. Jay says, you got any other Pepsi flavors back there? I'm fresh out, boss. Ben Grimm in the chat. Howdy. Howdy to you. Gypsy says, what about adding a super chat option for live stream sauce? Well, once I'm able to monetize the channel, I can do that. But until then, that's not really a thing unless I figure out how to use Streamlabs, which I've got it. Like I can stream on that now. Like I've got like the very, very basics down, but brother, any of that other shit, I don't fucking get it. And the little bit I've tried to work with, it's really fucking just stressed me out. I'm not like, shit, man. I don't know. Oh, there we go, Jess. Oh, cable channel 11 in there. Jen says, already there, and I forget. Boy, do I fucking, my brain is shot. But anyway, what do we got here? What shit have I typed down? Typed up for this show, written down, whatever the fuck. Oh my God, did the Cowboys miss another extra point? Nick Mangle on Twitter goes, Tampa Bay sucks. I don't even think they're trying. So obviously going into this game, I was really the Cowboys-Bucks game going on right now. I was really expecting it to be either close or Tampa Bay just like going, yeah, I know we barely won the division, but you know, we're gonna at least smack the fucking Cowboys around because yeah. You know, that's what happened. Mike McCarthy's not a good coach. But I got to say, coming from personal fucking experience as a Jets fan, Todd Bowles is horse. I was utterly shocked. I mean, I guess I'm not really shocked. I was just kind of depressed a little bit. Arians retired and Todd Bowles took over. And obviously I knew that was going to happen. The way they fucking talked him up all year. It's like, oh, he's, you know, really turning this Tampa Bay defense around and he should really get some, you know, some real hard looks at a head coaching position this offseason. It's like, why, dude? He's the most risk-averse, fucking ballless, gutless sack of shit. What's that fucking Cornette says all the time? He wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight. You know, like I don't respect the guy. I cannot imagine fucking him being my coach and going, hey, I'm going to follow this guy into fucking battle. I'm going to, you know, I'll go to war for this guy. Never got that. And I'm like, oh, you got a bad shake in New York with Mike Maccagnan. And Maccagnan was an awful general manager. But Bowles never really had anything fucking going. Like, if he were such a good, like that Tampa Bay defense is littered with talent. And it was, you know, when he showed up there. You know, so that's not on him. It's not like he coached this fucking team of scrubs up. You know, listen, the Jets had plenty of scrubs in his fucking 4 years there. He never made anything work. So I don't know much, but I know Todd Bowles ain't a head coach. And maybe when you just have him in front of, just in charge of the defense, and he can fucking make sure things are the way they need to be. Maybe, yeah. Obviously, I mean, he had success in Arizona. He had success in semi-success in Miami. Anyway, I know he was an interim head coach there, but never seemed like anything fucking worth doing for me, or not somebody worth hiring anyway. But man, as far as the Jets go, where is this game? That's what I want to look at this on old YouTube TV here. 24-0. So that game's over. So folks, hopefully Orc will be popping in for exactly that reason very soon, because we'll give it another 10 minutes or so, and then we're gonna do the we're gonna do the drawing for the Divide by Zero book, and I got that shit set up, so we're gonna watch it. We'll be able to watch it live on screen together, I think, and that should be pretty fun. Speaking of books, I did get another book in over last week. I think it was did I have it? I might have had it last week, so maybe this isn't new. I don't remember. But I did get my copy of On Perks by Mike Rainey, and I fucking, whatever day I got it, I was done with it the next day. And it is hands down the funniest book I've ever read. I haven't explained it. Mike Rainey went through a little Percocet / whatever fucking opiate painkillers he could get his hands on. He went through an addiction with those, and just basically put every thought he had in his head on Facebook over the course of 2 or 3 years. And so this is him going back, cataloging all that shit, kind of reminiscing on where his headspace was at the time. And the posts themselves, some of them are funny, and then him ripping on himself for the whole time is fucking hilarious. I grabbed on perks.com. I think it's on. Is that what it is? Whatever the fuck it is. Go Google search, huh? Hit Google up. Leave me alone. I grabbed like the On Perks like package. So I got physical copy, I got a digital copy, and I got the audiobook. I only just started the audiobook earlier tonight. Basically, he's having like a different one of his friends, like all those Philly comics, reading like a different portion of the book. So they're reading the Facebook statuses themselves, and then he's doing the modern writing on the posts. It's pretty cool, a lot of fun. I was going to wait to announce it, and I'll wait to do the formal thing, so I'm not giving any kind of ways to win or whatever the fuck. So I'm not giving any that way now, but I do have another copy of On Perks on the way. And that will be sent to one of you lucky folks watching this when the time comes, of course, which will probably be, most likely. I guess I could fucking shoot something from my phone quick. But that would be, post the canned episodes that hopefully go off without a hitch. I'm fucking nervous about it because this involves me more or less becoming an interviewer, and it's something that I said I'd never do on here only because I'm not good at it, but we'll see. I had to figure something out, and I don't think I could get through an hour just talking at a fucking camera screen. So, but I'm not going to give any hints as to who these people are going to be, but I want to take the quick time out to thank both of them, whether they're watching or not right now. But anyway, get back to football. Looking at the chat here. Jay says 4 fucking extra points. And he says shout out here to Jess, but I thought he said shut out, which might be a thing, man. Can you imagine? Does that fuck with Tom Brady's head? And I guess which way does it? Because I think there's no way that it doesn't in some form or fashion. But getting shut out in the playoffs, does that just make you want to retire? Well, I know it's Tom Brady and he's fucking different. Does that make him go, all right, next team I'm going, I'm fucking like, I'm tearing shit apart. Just like spitefully pulls off some shit where like, the whole season, 5 incompletions, sets the passing yard record, sets the touchdown record, and then just fucking blows through 20-0. Okay, didn't do 19, but I got 20. Go fuck yourself. I'm retiring. Not going to happen, obviously, but something maybe more in the realm of reality with them. I feel like he's still got a bunch of that spite play left in him. Gypsy says, how good are the Bills doing? They could win the Super Bowl. I'm selling that all day. I don't fucking buy it. I watched that Dolphins game last night, yesterday afternoon, and yeah, I don't buy it. I think if Tua was in that game, the Dolphins roll Buffalo. Like, I'm not even a fucking Tua believer. I kind of think he's propped up by his staff more than anything, and the fact that he's got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill to throw to. And not to mention the fucking wide receiver that masquerades as a tight end, Mike Gesicki. That defense is strong. Like, only putting up 31. That was on account of the 7th round rookie quarterback. The Bills are making a lot of mistakes. Josh Allen is playing like a mortal. He's playing dumb. They won't call fucking run play. It's like they're fucking allergic to him. I think the Bengals fucking embarrass them next week in Buffalo. I'm pretty confident of that. And if they get by Cincinnati, whoever wins the Chiefs and Jags, and I say it that way for a reason, is going to embarrass them. Guys, I mean, hey, fuck it. Since we're here, let's go ahead and pop it up on the screen here. So this is the playoff bracket as of now, and I thought there was a way to put my fat face on here with this. I guess there's not, so we're just going to look at this and make it work. We got the off-the-grill Cowboys, who are most likely going to be beating the Tampa Bay Bucks to head to San Francisco next week, which, not for nothing, regardless of who wins tonight's game, they're getting fucking manhandled by the Niners. I think Brock Purdy is legit. I think Trey Lance is going to end up on a team out of the conference probably. So I think that team is set for another several years. Who knows, man? So that sets that one up. The Giants and Eagles, that's going to be a close one. And I think it's been kind of the case all year. The Giants are a feisty group. They're well coached. They're hungry. But there's a lot of talent that's missing. They don't have enough names to go toe-to-toe with like the Eagles or the Chiefs or the Bengals. Truthfully, even the Jags. The Bills, if the Bills are running hot, and all bets are off with the Bills if Micah Hyde comes back and he's able to play close to 100%. That changes that whole defense, but I think they sold out to win a game that they didn't really need to win based on the way the fucking DeMar Hamlin shit played out. It's good because that knocked New England out of the fucking playoffs. So good on them, I guess. But, all the adrenaline of the 2 kick return touchdowns and this, that, and the other. And they shot their wad way too soon. The Bills are done. They're the corpse of the Buffalo Bills is still in the playoffs, unfortunately, and nothing else. So we got Eagles and Niners going to the NFC Championship. And then, so now the big matchup, like I said, the Bengals are going to roll the Bills. The Bengals defense, that line is playing really well. They have a lot of solid D tackles that they can fucking rotate through. Hubbard had that 98-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown last week. And Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow. Like, when the lights are on bright, that dude shows up to play. I don't know, man. I feel like this is going to be that team, especially since the Rams fucking didn't make it back. That the Bengals are coming for names. They want that trophy, man. And I think they get it. Now, somehow, I think honestly, if the Bengals lose to the Bills, I know it's crazy to say, but I almost think you get rid of fucking Zach Taylor, the head coach. You know, like maybe he's just not the guy for the job. I don't really have much faith in him as it is, but if Joe Burrow can hide the warts, then so be it. Maybe I should take that off every once in a while. You can see my face; I'm still here, but we'll pop it back up. But anyway, let's get to the Jacksonville and Kansas City game. I think obviously Kansas City, they're the 1 seed. They're a 1 seed for a reason. Mahomes is most likely going to be a unanimous NFL MVP this year, which I believe will be his second. You know, the team is great. The team is probably even more dangerous now that Hill's gone, because now it's a case of, well, Mahomes is, especially at this point, he's had a whole season to do it. He's used to just picking the open guy now. Whoever's open, it doesn't matter. I'm not waiting for Hill. I'm not really waiting for Kelsey if I don't have to. Trust me, he was doing that last year when I fucking had Kelsey. So, on the old fantasy team there, Jesus fucking Christ, can we just stop it? Why does it do that? Is it the wrong way? Is that why? That's exactly why. Please, enough. Just enough. Good God. All right, there we go. Now we're back to it. Let's check the comments. Jess says he loves the title of the episode. Go Bills. Well, thank you. Go Bills. Ben says, at least you're not the Chargers. Oh, my God. I was so fucking mad at that game, dude. I am so sorry. Like, not for nothing, as far as that goes. Let's get into that before we talk the Jags Chiefs some more. How do you not fire Brandon Staley after that fucking collapse? You were up, what? Was that 27-0 before halftime or at halftime? That's inexcusable, man. I don't give a fuck. That should be a deficit you're unable to come back from. I don't care. You know, good on the Jags for doing it. That team has more talent than they think. I mean, it's not in their wide receiver core. They overspent on, you know, B players, but hey, I mean, I fucking, not for nothing. I mean, Tom Brady was doing a lot more with a lot less for many years in New England. So Trevor Lawrence seems to potentially be on a path of some level of greatness in that realm. He ain't gonna be Tom Brady. No one will be, I don't think. But what are you gonna do? Gypsy says that the Bills have an awesome team this year, and I've kind of outlined how that's not quite true. The offensive line for the Bills is atrocious from end to end. I mean, I think the right tackle can end up being good. Mitch Morse at center is not awful, but the guards are both terrible, and Deion Dawkins is so fucking overrated. Like, I get it, hey, he had COVID, whatever. It was touch and go for a minute, you know, if he'd fucking be able to play anytime soon. But he's over it fucking 2 years now. So like, that's not an excuse to me anymore. Is it 20 or 21? I don't care either way. Fucking play better or get replaced, man. Like, you're not above it. Or dance on fucking Instagram some more, or TikTok, or wherever the fuck you're doing your snowy bullshit. Get fucked. Jess says, I just hope we can hold on, Gypsy. Anything can happen. It always seems like it happens to the Bills. Now, that's true. And Gypsy says, it could be worse, Ben. You could be the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders, Josh McDaniels ain't good either. I don't know how as the Raiders. Now, I get it's Mark Davis and not Al, but Mark was obviously right there with his father fucking overseeing shit. How did you see McDaniels come to Denver in 2010 and not go, don't ever talk to that man. He will ruin our franchise. He will set us so fucking far back. Like, literally, the only reason the Broncos still aren't fucking shitting on themselves is because Elway went, get the linebacker out of here. The linebacker pretending to be a quarterback. Get him the fuck out of here. Get Visor Boy the fuck out of here. We're getting HGH head. He's going to fucking juice his way into the record books for the Broncos. That fucking horse-faced hack. Elway stinks. Jay the Stingray says, didn't they finally reschedule the Bengals game? No, buddy. They canceled the Bengals game. I don't know if you're making a joke. And that fucked the seating all up in the AFC. Now they're just having essentially the same game this coming weekend. But it is not the Week 17 version. This is just a very fresh, very new avant-garde Bills-Bengals matchup. Gypsy's rooting for the Bills. Jess says, as a child, I watched Buffalo go to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. Whew. Penn Grimm says, guess I'm a Bills fan now, too. Oh, guys. Gypsy says, Bills will give me a lot of joy if they finally win the Super Bowl. It's been really rough this year as a Bears fan. Oh, buddy. It shouldn't have been rough as a bit. I think, obviously, it's a bad roster. So, yeah, maybe the games aren't going to be a whole lot of fun to watch. But Justin Fields, at least as a runner, is a dangerous motherfucker. And there were definitely times this year where it looked like he had the passing game kind of figured out. That went in and out. I think the Bears have a lot to be hopeful about. They're the number 1 overall pick. Either you get, the fucking best pass rusher in the game, potentially, in the draft anyway, or you trade out of that pick to someone that wants a quarterback and they fucking go off with probably 2-3 first-round picks, if I had to guess. Brighter days ahead for the Bears as long as they don't fuck the picks up, which that's always a gamble. Jay says, I hate to say it, but never count Brady out. Boy, do I fucking know that. Someone find a baby for him to kiss on the lips quick. He doesn't want any baby. It's got to be his own blood. Jess says, all the Dolphins versus Bills games this season were really close games. Yeah, and they lost fucking the first one, and they shouldn't have. And that was a game where Tua played at least a good share of it, right? I think did he get hurt? I think he got hurt and went back in because it wasn't like the fucking head that time for once. Yeah, but they lost at the beginning of the year. They could have lost the second meeting, and they probably should have lost yesterday. I get it, it's closest division and all that shit, but I got no faith in the Bills this year. Ben says, I'm trying to forget the Chargers game ever happened, but how the fuck do you not fire Brandon Staley for that? Like that was my original point on this. You blow that fucking lead, I don't give a fuck how well they did. And that's a franchise that fired Schottenheimer after a 14-2 season. You make the playoffs after not making them last year, and then you still shit the bed epically. I fucking 27-0 McMahon, they better not fucking blow this game. If you can find Nick Rizza, ask him. He knows. I said it. I said it before. I said it at halftime. And then they missed that fucking kick that would have, I think would have put him up to 30. Something like whatever the fuck it was. That chip shot, 30-yard field goal. They just missed it. And Chargers still. Yeah. That followed them from San Diego. But I mean, Sean Payton, because I know it's been thrown out there. Sean Payton working with an actually talented quarterback like Justin Herbert, that alone, not to mention the fucking pieces on defense, a solid offensive line with pretty fucking great wide receivers, and Austin Eckler of all fucking people. I mean, come on. Do you remember what he did with Sproles and Reggie Bush? Woo, daddy! But it's also been said that the Spanos family are the cheapest fucking owners in the league, even more so than Mike Brown of the Bengals. So they don't see it happening, not even from a capital thing, because like that's a team that's close enough that they can afford to not have first-round picks for a year or two. If it means getting a head coach like that in there, a proven winner that's going to bring fucking Vic Fangio with him most likely as a defensive coordinator. Who, if I'm not mistaken, worked with Khalil Mack for a while. So like all that shit, fucking him and being able to work with Mack and Bosa with Derwin James in the back. Are you serious? That fucking Chargers team is so good. I'm sorry, Ben. Gypsies. This is tough, Jess. Like honestly, I don't even think we'd beat the Texans right now. The Bears and Texans. Yeah. I think that's a toss-up, man. That can go either way. Facts go Niners. Cable Channel 11, you watch your tongue, young man. Let us dreamers dream. Hey, buddy, you know what? Obviously, I hope that I'm wrong. And, I mean, being so sure that they're going to just get their asses kicked this year kind of makes me feel like maybe I will be wrong. But just has got a lot of hope in Justin. And then Ben says, Chargers are too cheap to have to pay out the rest of the contract for Staley, then hire a new guy. Yeah. That's also, I mean, right after the fucking, what if Peyton went there? Like, motherfucker, like, I get it. You're a guest in someone else's stadium. You got to pay Staley's contract out. Do you understand? Like, do they not understand the money you'll bring in if you're fucking successful? Like, if you're able to fucking answer the Rams Super Bowl title from last year with one or two Chargers Super Bowls, don't you think that'll go a long way to fucking winning over the Los Angeles fan base? Something I've always been told by people with money is you have to spend money to make money, generally. Obviously, there's sometimes that you don't, you can not do that, but, by and large, that's a necessity. So spend the fucking money on something smart like that, a guy that's proven that he can win. That's proven that, hey, if he had someone better than fucking Drew Brees for 50 years, Saints win more than one Super Bowl. They don't leave it in the hands of the refs to not call a fucking pass interference call. But that's just me. I don't know. I just like Staley got Brees paired. Fucking Peyton got Brees paid. I don't know what to tell you. Fuck Drew Brees and anyone like him. But as far as let's get back to the Chiefs and Jags quick before we do the drawing. This Jags team's hot. This seems like they peaked at the right time. Lawrence is fucking, he's 4 picks aside. It seems like he's got that I don't give a fuck, gunslinger kind of thing going on. Brett Favre-ian in a way, other than that kind of gunslinging style, I don't see any. I didn't, see any similarities between the two. But ETN's a great little fucking gadget back to do whatever with. I think in the offseason for the Jags, someone to compliment him would be smart. The receivers are meh at best, but with a guy like apparently a guy that Lawrence is becoming, fucking, I guess it doesn't matter too much. The defense, that fucking the first overall pick on the line there, the pass rusher guy, I can't think of his fucking name. There's pieces sprinkled throughout. There was a couple of linebackers that I saw that I was shocked that they were playing as well as they were, but hey, they are, so go with it. They can make some noise. It's just one of those things where like there's enough talent that like fucking Mahomes and Lawrence will go toe to toe and probably, be able to score on each other's defense because the Chiefs defense isn't very good. I mean, if Peterson has the sack on him that he's shown in the past that he has, he'll fucking, he'll go for the win and probably crack Andy Reid in the mouth at some point. I can see it happening for sure. I think of the 3 teams left besides the Chiefs and the AFC, the Jags have the second most potential to fucking pull an upset. The Bengals, being number one. But yeah, I know. It'll be interesting. Fucking the games are only going to get better from here. So that's exciting. What's the let's take one last live look here on this pile of shit game. 31-6 with 10 minutes left in the fourth. So did they just score? Is that what Jerry's celebrating? A CD smelling pussy? Is that what that is? I think that's a great taunt if that's what it is. All right, so this is over. Congrats to the Cowboys. They won a playoff game. Now let's see if they can win 2 in the same season. All right. Gypsy says, did you see the Patriots collapsing as much as they did? I know they weren't going to be on top forever, but they've really gone down. Well, they still almost made the playoffs. Belichick is at the point in his career, I think, that he's just helping his guys, Patricia and that fucking little twerp that got fired from the Giants last year. The fuck's his name? I don't care. Judge. Is it? It's not Mike Judge. That's a baseball player. Joe Judge. Is that it? Is that the man's name? I think that's right. He's bringing them on to kind of hopefully rehab their image. I think that was at least the intent for him bringing those two on the staff. But I think Belichick probably in the offseason will get serious and grab a real offensive, play caller and play designer maybe. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, Mac Jones ain't it, but I think most people said that. Gee, this thing right says Drew Bledsoe is my N. I'm not going to say what N stands for. I think I know though. Oh shit! All right, so let's get this shit out of the way. NFL's over. Also, real quick, just before we wrap up the NFL talk. Now, there's also something to be said, I guess. I was talking with Nick Rizza. I like that I say his full name, but hey, it's on the Patreon thing. So, and that's what he wanted to be called anyway. So what am I going to do? Go against his wishes? I don't think so. We were talking about this Bills game because, it did seem like the Bills should have blown them out. And there were several times where they could have. I did not grab a list of the things we were talking about, unfortunately, because I'm dumb. I don't think about these things. But basically, he rattled off a list of fucking. Hey, the Bills are point shaving. There was that fumble that Singletary barely went after to try to recover. Some of the missed passes, some of the dropped passes. There's definitely a case to go, maybe. On top of the fact the NFL is in bed with every fucking sports betting book in America. And it's it's all about ratings. So he's got this idea that the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year. After fighting, they're going to have to play Kansas City on the on that neutral fucking field, and they're going to beat them. But in overtime, after Kansas City scores, Buffalo's going to go down and score, and they're going to win that way because they didn't, they lost last year. They're going to avenge that, and then he wrote this a couple of days later. I don't know if he had some kind of a fever dream or what. And he's like, the Super Bowl is going to come down. It's going to be tied. Or the Bills are going to tie it up and go for 2 for the win. And Dawson Knox is going to catch that 2-point conversion because his brother died at the beginning of the year. And I am going to pay this man. I think there's no bet. I'm just going to walk to the man's house. I'll walk, the fucking 45 miles. And I'm going to hand him $1,000 if the Bills win that way. I'll even let it go if fucking the AFC Championship doesn't play out that way, but I don't know, man. As odd and as on the nose as that prediction is, God, there is part of me that thinks that could happen. We're running out of time, folks. Let's pop this up here. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. Oh my God. All right, so we got this here. We're going to do the drawing everyone that entered, their name is in there. If you're on the Patreon, you either got 2 if you left a comment, or 1 if you're just on the Patreon. So we're gonna go ahead and get this. All the names are in. Ladies and gentlemen, Orc 145626 is the winner of Lauren Dixon's Divide by Zero. Congrats, Orc. That'll be in the mail ASAP. Along with the other thing that I've been meaning to send you, buddy. And I don't like going to the post office. I just don't think about it. It's not that I don't like it. Let's say what we mean. So that'll be out soon. Hopefully I'll get that out by the end of the week, along with my laptop and shit. You're not getting a laptop, Orc. I'm sorry. You can't have that. Oh, yeah. Another purchase from the Unita Candle Company. Planet CHH scent. It's grape candy. It's not my favorite, but I like it better than I thought I would. It was an odd scent choice, so I had to grab it. I'll definitely melt through the rest of it. It's not unpleasant. All right. So I was watching the Law and Orders from last week with my grandmother earlier. That's our together time every week. And I saw it. Now, folks, take a look at this here. This is the cartoon show from the 90s, the Rugrats. Okay, you see it's drawn. It's whatever. It's nice. It's got a pleasant look to it. Right. And so now after we finished watching Law and Order, she threw the guide up and it landed on the Rugrats or something. She Steak used to watch this, so boop, boop, ha ha ha. And it didn't look like that. It looked like this, and I wanted to fucking kill someone. That's not the Rugrats. Stop it. Make a different cartoon. Or, hey, fire up the fucking Klasky Scoopo fucking animation offices and draw a cartoon like you used to. You don't need to make a new fucking cartoon. Make a new show if you don't do fucking 3D animation bullshit. It's horseshit. And I know this is some real old man rant, but god damn it pisses me off. Just make new things. There are so many fucking ideas that no one has ever put to fucking paper. Or if they put it to paper, they haven't fucking, it's not been greenlit to be put into production by anyone. It's the same fucking thing like that Lauren Dixon brings up on Visited by Voices. There's so many great books that have never fucking books and ideas in these books that have never made screens. But we're going to fucking rehash the same thing over and over and over. Like, what the fuck, man? There's no reason for it, and I hate it. Brian Trash in the house. What's up, buddy? Gypsy says that new Velma show is uber cringe. Brother, I'm not checking that out. Like, I love fucking Glenn Howerton. I think he's hilarious. He was the shining beacon of that 80s show. But, I don't know. That ain't for me. Good night. Good to see you. Good luck. I don't know with what. Just whatever you need luck with. Good luck. Gypsy's being nice. Shit the bed. All right, so I'll get with Orc. I think I have his address already, so I don't really have to get with Orc about anything. I'm gonna dump about a pound of warheads into the package, though. That should be fun for him. But let's power through some shit. Spent a lot of time on the NFL this week. I guess there was a lot to go through. Brian says, what about those Giants? Yay, good for them. Like I was talking about them earlier, buddy. And yeah, they played a great game yesterday. I don't think that they have the juice yet, talent-wise to get anything else done. Good for them, though. I mean, this season's an all-out win. An out-and-out win. I've said that a couple times tonight, haven't I? Happy MLK Junior Day. I'm right back at you. Benny boy, you probably don't like that. Gypsy says, you see the Rick and Morty showrunner got charged with domestic abuse. I didn't see that, but I'm not shocked because isn't like the creator of that show, isn't that Dan Harmon guy like a fucking sex pest? Or at least he's like a what is he, a racist or something? I don't know. But Rick and Morty's fucking shitty. It's never been funny. It sucks. I'm sorry if you like it. I'm sorry you had to hear me say that, but I tell the truth. All right. Shout out Lance. I miss you, but I don't know how to say that to you. So I'll just continue to not reach out to talk to you at all. You're a great manager, buddy. I love what you did for me. You'll never say this. So let's move on. But obviously, quickly, let's shit on Dave Meltzer a little bit. Prominent wrestling journalist Dave Meltzer accused of publishing stories based on false information. Written by David Bixenspan. So I had to read it in character. Last Friday, the host of Open the Voice Gate, a podcast devoted to Japan's Dragon Gate promotion, reported the Voices of Wrestling Network published in detail thorough debunkings of a story that has been reported on by Dave Meltzer in his Wrestling Observer newsletter since May 2022. Hosts Case Lowe and Mike Spears laid out in detail how, based on similar emails received by Voices of Wrestling flagship podcast host Joe Lanza and a separate unnamed wrestling reporter, as well as their own follow-ups, it appears that Meltzer has been taken in by a hoaxer claiming to be then Dragon Gate wrestler Kaito Ishida. Additional reporting by Wrestling Inc. both corroborates and expands on what Lowe and Spears published. Now, from that point, I don't know how much of this I want to go into, because that voice is hard to it's hard to read in that voice. But B, I don't give a shit about Dragon Gate. It's just funny that someone finally went, hey, stupid. You're not slick. We know most of the shit. Like, if you've ever listened to Dave Meltzer talk on that stupid the thing he does with that other fucking hack, he tried to be a wrestler for a while. It's not Wade Keller. I don't know. Meltzer's the only one I ever remember. He talks in circles for minutes and minutes at a time, giving absolutely no information, on whatever topic is at hand. He's long since he just jerks off the fucking Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Like, no matter what they do, it's perfect. 10 stars. Oh my God, and it's nice to see fucking him get got like that. Do you not think of people like Eric Bischoff or Kevin Nash, or at this point Jim Cornette, people that have made? Jim Cornette has been a long time supporter of this fucking dork and his fucking star rating. But even Cornette's had to go, oh, buddy, you're kind of being stupid. Comparing Cornette to Trump solely because he doesn't like the fucking Young Bucks and Omega. It's nuts. But you don't think guys like that have made the money that those three specifically, have made? And Undertaker's spoken on it in the past without naming names, and others too, I'm sure. I think Charlotte Flair she had the interview where she just smiled when his name was brought up and just, refused to comment on anything. Like, the dude's a fucking dork, and no one in the industry that's worth a shit respects him. So fuck him. It's just a nice little story. Real quick, Ben says, what are your top 5 adult animated series? Simpsons is number 1. Always will be. Just the initial 9.5 years. Nothing, no animated comedy, adult or otherwise, was ever fucking written better than that show in that era. Now, the fact that they've spent 20 plus years since then, kind of tarnishing all that, I don't think it really matters, man, because those episodes are, all anyone really cares about. That's number 1 on the list, but let's go from I don't even know if I could do it from 5 to 2. King of the Hill would be up there. Family Guy, obviously. South Park for sure. South Park's 2. I don't know. Do I even fucking, is there even 5 that I like? I mean, Space Goes Coast to Coast. Does that count? Because I like that show a lot. It's fucking funny, man. Beavis and Butthead. I'll throw that on there. We'll throw that instead of, yeah. So we'll go King of the Hill 5, Beavis and Butthead 4. Fuck. All right. God damn it, Ben. All right. Number 5, Beavis and Butthead. Number 4, Daria. Number 3, King of the Hill. Here we go. We got this. Beavis and Butthead, Daria, King of the Hill, South Park, Simpsons. Sorted. All right. Now let's get, to what's supposed to be the topic at hand that we're going to have to fucking, I guess we'll run it over on the Patreon because, hey, I might get offensive here anyway, but over the weekend, I believe it broke. What's this one? This is published January 11th and updated on the 13th. So I guess, yeah, a couple days after last week's episode. Fired Tennessee cop who had sex with her colleagues claimed she was in an open relationship, but stunned her park ranger husband when he saw her kissing a colleague's wife. Patrol officer Meagan Hall of the Laverne Police Department was fired along with 4. Shout out to Malcolm Laverne. He's a lawyer in Nevada. Along with 4 other officers after an internal report in December. A further 3 cops were suspended after the investigation. And Hall, who is married to Jedediah Hall, okay, he shouldn't have been shocked. Anyone named Jedediah is not fucking keeping his broad satisfied. Anyone named Steak Sauce isn't either. Let's be clear. He's also accused, Hall is also accused of revealing her breasts while at a steamy family Memorial Day hot tub party on a boat. One officer, Patrick Magliacco, I don't know, it's probably not right, Magliacco, said in the report that Hall had kissed his wife, Amy, and that her husband witnessed the incident but really wasn't on board. Isn't that fantastic? And then in a link, it says, Meagan Hall's husband sticks by her. She says it's time to move on. Well, that's that, I guess. But the Tennessee cop who was fired for having sex with her colleagues claimed she was in an open marriage with her park ranger husband. Did not agree. Fucking folks, we got to go. Oh, now before I read this one, Ben Grimm says she was passing out her justice for everyone. But before I go, I want to thank all of my lovely patrons, Christian Hanahara, Nick Ridza, Orc145626, congrats, buddy, Daniel Shine, Lauren Dixon, Mr. Bombastic, RetroCac, Daily Ghost, Slaughterport, Brian Trash, Ben Grimm, and T. Sweeze. I want to thank Jay the Stingray, Ben Grimm, Brian Trash, Gypsy Warrior, Big T earlier on in the night, Jennifer Teller, Jess Graham, of course, Cable Channel 11. Shout out! Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Mr. Bombastic, of course. He probably fell asleep. He does get tuckered out pretty quick. But yeah, that's that. So hop on over to the Patreon if you're not. Patreon.com/OffTheRailPodcast. Just $1 a month gets you fucking everything I ever put out over there. No more tears. If it's good enough for dad meat, it's good enough for steak sauce. And with that, that'll do it for me. Until next time, folks. Don't forget, Iris loves you.